that matter that wouldn't dream to have been from a line of John Lander warriors. They are the ones that they sang about. They are the favored race of the Odin salmon. But they are all long gone. Their strength has been spent on distant battlefields and attrition throughout the years. But the dwarves, they inherited the John Landers' old holdings, gifted to them the John Landers' mines. He's looking at Lokrik.
And we did war with the Esclav.
Yes, many wars. A war that they lost. A war that still has a wound in their people. For these Esclav are led by the Raven Esclav. The Raven, the people of the Raven, are chief amongst them now.
Did you say Raven?
I did. Tree tugger.
It sounds like it's such a really weird board name. Anyways.
Uger, tree tugger, nachos.
You did say that you were going to go over and take a pee.
Yep, that was what I was. Yep. Yep, that was my way to get close.
Well, it's definitely the Raven Esclav that are leading this bunch. There are signs of many tribes together. Perhaps the entirety of the strength of the remaining Esclav people have been brought to bear. I would say there are 1,000 spears between here and there. Oh, how I wished to see the king who sheds no shadow before I pass from this world.
That's my grandfather.
Yes, I'd very much like to see his statue before I die.
We are going there. Do you know Galskat?
He looks towards you for a moment. He looked frightened.
Don't worry. We want to kinda want to kill him.
Yes. Would you care to join an old man at his camp, and I will tell you what I know. I trust that the coward king is but a lie, and that you, Lokrik, Karakvan, are not going to waylay an old man who wished to pay his respect to the dwarves and his granddaughter, Janika. Oh, and that's just Owl. I am Jarko, Old Fish, they call me. Oh, the days I've spent. He's actually offering his arm to the strong guy to be helped up the hill. The days that I've spent as a fish, swimming in rivers and the lakes of Lakelanders, dodging the gnashing teeth of gars and giant snapping turtles and worse.
Your wisdom is shown in the mightiness of your beard and the proudness of your eyebrows.
And in my youth, when my balls did not hang so low. Oh, grandfather.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, just you wait, young man.
Wait, what's gonna happen?
I went on the Salmon Run, where The bears during spawning season all line up along the banks of a river, and the bravest of the druids turn into salmon and go with the spawning and try to make it through without getting swiped by the bears.
Uker likes this tradition. Like legitimate, this sounds like the best. He wants to do this. This would be a... yeah.
Janica doesn't seem to, like, she's heard these stories 1,000 times before. You go up to a humble camp and it looks like they just they were cooking some beans or something like that, and they sit you down. Goals cap. A wretched thing to ask about.
He sent his pets to try to kill us.
Yes.
To kill him. Point to freaking... to kill his master, point to Danekinder, because Lemmy's not there.
We'll say Lemmy returns.
Okay. Point to Lemmy. Try to kill him.
I am here. Just a
There we
little
go.
busy. I'm still scouting, I assume. Just let me know when I return.
Odin did not always have 2 ravens, for there was a third. But more accurately, it was the first raven that he took. And it proved most unruly. Where the 2 ravens he has now is the raven of thought and the raven of memory. The first raven, Golscap, is the raven of impulse, the raven of urge. And the more that Odin tried to control him, the more it turned to madness. Madness constrained. Eventually, Odin did let Golscap go, but Golscap's rage remained.
BRB, sorry guys.
The problem with shamans and shamanism, witchcraft, is that, yes, it is a tool, but the Esclav people in their wild beliefs have left themselves open to be corrupted by things as great and terrible as Golscap. The Raven Esclav, their shamans, their witches, all call out to this raven of urges, this raven of impulse, this raven of madness. And this force is angry with Odin and all people who live in homes and all people who live behind walls and who till the earth and who represent civilized man.
Would Golscap want Skulls.ir? Or the king of Fenris?
Loki, if I remember my Voslandic myths, did bear evil progeny. And his wife's name was Angerboda.
Speaking of butchering, I have no idea how to say these words.
Angerboda was a giantess, the one who brings grief. And one of their sons was Fenrir. another creature who is not on the side of men.
Skolsdottir is Fenrir's daughter.
Yes. Now, Goldscap is just a bird, but a bird of madness might very well have been the one that whispered in Loki's ear. Who better to have as a pet than one who served the Lord of the Odin Salmon himself? That is not the only thing that troubles the dwarves these days. Rare is it that the Esclave would gather in such numbers. The dwarfs, and their heavy armor, and their axes and steel, would simply chop down those that wear leathers. The dwarves are better at that sort of warfare. No, there is not a battle going on. In fact, I overheard some Esclave warriors call it a siege.
But to Lokrik, can you make enough food in the castle, or no?
I have clerics. Clerics make sieges pointless. Hooray!
We have lots of provisions. For them to lay a siege would take years. It does not make sense.
No, but they did say that there is something that is killing the dwarves from within, and that they are simply making sure that none of the dwarvish evil escapes.
Oh my god, I just realized what this is. This is all of the backstory before a Dwarf Fortress game. That's all we're doing is generating a Dwarf Fortress world.
Pretty much. You're not wrong. So do we crash the line? Do we sneak around? Do we find our foe? What do we do? It's more.
They'd be expecting, if we're fighting druids, they'd be expecting to see critters. I would not want to be a small animal wandering around Dvergholme or in the next while.
We could try to talk to leader of siege.
We could cut a swath. I'm sure that the group of us could do some damage.
That is one way to go.
Perhaps they'd be willing to treat with us.
They seem dedicated. How many dead dwarves were there on the way here?
Yeah, you came across at least half a dozen dwarven farmsteads.
Yeah, so we're talking 30 to 50 at least.
Yep.
Offer them a chance to withdraw. If they don't take it, well, then we meet them in battle.
Perhaps we need to do this with the sending spell.
Yeah, I don't think it's wise to engage, 1,000 blokes in battle. I don't have near enough arrows for that.
I thought you had a spell that made your arrows.
Yeah, you know what?
Lokrik's hands are like tight around the hilt of his axe, like white knuckling his axe with one hand.
Yeah.
Besides, no army stands against a overwhelming force without collapsing, especially not a poorly trained mob, as I understand this is merely a levy.
How many dwarves do you have?
There's about 3,000 dwarves that live in Dvergholme, and about 100 soldiers that live in...
what's the name of the...
Kiss.
Something Crease.
Dvegholme Crease. We could raise levies of our own, but maybe another 200?
Do we know? We need to know what is the bad thing.
It's not the average soldier that you must worry about. While there are archers amongst them, and some that ride the great elk, it is their chieftains. It is their druids. And it is the Witch of Ravens.
Does the witch have a name?
Yes.
Okay. I have an idea about how we might turn this fight to our advantage. Use the trees. Push them down into strategic locations to funnel them against us. Force them to use smaller numbers than they might like. Keep them from surrounding us by creating barriers.
I am back, gentlemen. About.
Heka, the Witch of Ravens, is the one who serves this Dvegholme. And the three chiefs are Bogomir the Belligerent, Matija the Mud Shaman, and Perun of Diamond Skies.
I don't know if we have time to prepare like that.
What? I saw you pushed out a tree and took you, what, a minute or two? Less than a minute?
A few seconds. I could do that. I'm using mythic points to do that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know any of these names. The Diamond Sky thing sounds familiar.
Yes, Perun is a druid of the air. She enjoys soaring through the skies and inspiring her people from afar. She is beautiful in vain, preferring the shape of birds. She is descended from one of the great druids that faced the dwarves in the time of your grandfather, Lokrik. One who bore the Esclav's staff. One who bore... I'm searching for a name. He's an old man, getting interrupted by a bowl of beans.
One who bore... Ooh, look, a white one.
The Esclav's staff, also called the Rains of Winter. That staff.
Yes, it caused a lot of problems. It was a staff of weather. We're fighting a force that wouldn't stand against us, that would throw sleet and storm and wind at us. Or so my father told me.
I want that. Can't wait to kill you and take your shit.
No, we have the staff. We've had it since we won that war.
So we ride them down, defeat their champions in single combat. The rest of them will scatter.
The champions are like him. I was pointing to Lemmy.
Is Lemmy back?
They're not going to stand the
Lemmy's back.
fight. Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Well, it's a good thing we have a belligerent Arthur with us.
Well, if your chance,
Yeah,
where are they camped out right now? What does the terrain look like? What's it like in front of your home? Is it stone, I assume?
There's a great stone road that leads up to Dvergholme.
And they're along that side. Very little ground, very little grass. Well, all right.
The problem
For
is
the-
not... They're not sieging, they're just... waiting. I can't see a force. We'd be able to defend the front gate quite well. The road was cut for that reason. They've tried before, a long time ago. Before my time. And they died by the dozens. Hundreds even.
We can do that within a few minutes. A few proper place spells. I'm telling you now.
No army fights to the last man.
Yes,
Once they start
armies-
to lose, they'll collapse.
You usually would need to scatter the leaders. Then,
but the thing that is attacking the dwarves inside.
Probably the real problem.
Indeed, but if we free their escape route, then many could be saved.
Don't know what thing inside is.
I think it's best that we just leave the army outside as it is and go to the dwarves to their aid. Deal with the thing that's attacking them from the inside, and then we can deal with the army at our leisure.
Well, how do we get inside if they're blocking the only way out?
We'll just
Use
fight.
magic.
We can use our magics. It's a very easy thing to get around. A few fly spells, and we can get right up to the front gate. We just need to get through that front gate.
I think we are forgetting probably biggest problem we have.
What is the biggest problem we have? The animals? Carts?
Over the current king is probably not too happy to see Lokrik go there.
Yeah, look, we were just talking about taking on 1,000 men without a problem. I'm not
Yes.
worried. I'm not worried about a dwarf. Excuse me, Lokrik, but I'm not worried about your cousin.
I am worried about. I don't want to have to fight his cousins too.
He says
It is
that
a
he says his
difference.
cousin's name for the first time. Lodrum.
We're
It is a
gonna have
different
to fight-
situation.
We're gonna have to fight his cousin. This is what, in my opinion, this is what I think we should do. Just fly over them. Oberon, can you cast a few invisibilities?
Yes.
Alright, let's fly over them.
Invisibility doesn't tend to be a spell that druids know. Perhaps a combination of magic that allows us to fly, plus invisibility will get us at least far enough into the town to deal with the
Right.
threat.
Right, and once we're there, I can cast a couple of spells to make sure they don't come at us. I'll prepare a couple of stone.
We don't want them to know.
Well, sure, but we have to get through the gate. They'll have some scouts on the
I
gate
can
itself.
open gate.
Lemmy laughs out loud. Yeah, right, forgot.
We
You
have
have
to
an
be close
ook.
enough to fly, though.
We
How
have
long
an
does
ook
that
or
fly
two.
spell last?
Minutes, I believe.
7 minutes?
few minutes.
Yeah, you basically have to be...
We have to be further up the dwarf road then.
Well, how about this?
I
Is there a
don't like
place?
it.
Is there a place we can fly to where it's very inaccessible, and then from there recast our spells and continue going?
I don't like this idea.
Top of
No.
the mountain.
Right, then let's do that. We'll fly from. Let's we'll discuss another idea, but at
If
least
they
we have
do
a
find
plan.
us, then we'll have an army of 1,000 at our back.
I'll be
Angry
able.
dwarves and an unknown beast ahead,
So
trapped within the mountain. No,
so
I
that's-
don't like that
that's-
at all.
really not that much of a problem. It's really not that much of a problem if we're there for a short time. If we're there for a minute, Uker, you're gonna have to bust through that door like there's no tomorrow. Once we get through, then we can close it up again.
Open it gently.
Yeah, gently. The Uker key.
Key.
Joker key.
What do you guys do?
If you
Didn't Oberon learn other magic?
I learned a few spells, yes.
Didn't you learn the one for jumping
Yes, it's a short distance, though.
that gets to the other side of the door?
Well,
there is
Lokrik,
another
you know-
there is another spell that I can use. It's called Airwalk. It'll last for an hour.
Lokrik, you know the area best. What do you think we ought to do?
The stone road leads up to a gate. The upper part of the city does have a wall that you can fly over and get into the town. The undercity is a stone wall or stone door, a series of stone doors at the back of the town at the base of the mountain, or base of the cliff that the town is on. If our intent is to go and confront my cousin, then we'll need to go into the undercity. The overcity will be full of people.
He says the dwarven word for people.
Viewers, if you have any tactical ideas, I don't mind hearing them. Please throw them at us. Or opinions of what we're currently
Okay,
doing.
so
The DMs
here's us.
the-
Here's everyone we don't like. Here's where we have to go.
The DM's going to take a bio break while you guys chat about how you're going to enter into Dvergholme. Also, if you have nothing to do, have a look at the dwarven NPCs that you've prepared for tonight. And then for Lokrik's backstory, who would like to play Lokrik?
I've already got a character.
Not me.
Yeah, I got a character. I got a character lined up, all right. Yeah.
Mark, it sounds like it's you or me.
I made a guy.
Hey,
Did you?
Cyrix. Cyrix is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, hey,
Welcome,
Cyrus,
buddy.
how's it going, man? Welcome back.
Well, welcome. Where you been, man?
So I also made a character for Lokrik's backstory.
So did I.
Alès Lachlan.
Pepinero. You're a Pepinero.
So, I'll play Lokrik. So I guess I could play Lokrik if you guys want. I could do double duty. Double duty.
Double duty is fine as long as Marty's good with it.
Yep.
I think you just play better Lokrik anyway.
Alright, here we go.
Why can't? Oh, that's why.
You tell
Come
me
to
why.
us, brothers.
Okay,
in
so
arms.
guys, this is quick plan. We put in fly and invisibility. Put airwalk. It lasts a lot longer. Probably on Uker and.
So
one of the-
Pepin's comment is, what about the water? How does water get in?
Mountains,
Springs, I would imagine.
glaciers. I don't know where that came from.
Kokanee? Kokanee? Yeah, they got Kokanee?
Coconuts?
They go to Costco and get bottled water for $2.99.
Yeah, Kirkland brand. All right.
Oh yeah. I would okay. So my plan is, if this is my idea, throw invisibility and flies. Go to an area where we have to recast that crap, and we can just keep going. Just fuck it. Uker, how many things can you carry?
It's more a question of,
2 big animals, right?
well, I can carry 2 big animals at once, or I could probably carry the wagon plus whatever you want to stick in the wagon.
We need a head mount so you can put the wagon on your head.
We need one of those hooks so that you could like just use sort of like one hook on each nipple.
So basically, probably what we need, right, some like suspension shit. Probably what we need is we need to get Uker some sort of like wing mutation mutagen upgrade, and then he can just be like a Chinook helicopter, just flying around carrying
Well, so
heavy things.
my Chinook helicopter is actually a beast-shaped one, where I turn it into a bird.
Oh, right. Except it's more like one of those like crazy Russian helicopters that can carry like
Yes.
giant pickup or giant tanks and
Okay.
crap.
So what are you guys doing? And then at some point, I'm going to cut back to
We're starting Uker and Co. construction company.
Cyrix, man. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a long time.
See, Rexo is back.
And we tried searching for you a
He's
while
an
back.
OG, is what he is.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunately, your name is popular.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what number. So I just
Cyrix and then some year. Oh, crap.
Yep.
Uh huh.
Is it 70-something or was it 80-something? I don't think it was 90.
Ooh, back injury.
Ooh, ouch.
The canary that
Hope
lives
you
in
feel- hope
70,
you
that's
feel better
precisely
now,
what
man.
it is. It's going to be like a little chicken hawk. That just,
Okay, so what are you guys doing? Are you guys going to attack the front lines in any way, or?
We should, but apparently we're going to be cowardly little.
Well, if there's 1,000, like I think the key is getting inside, making sure whatever is happening doesn't continue. They could be werewolves, they could be liches. Who the frickin' hell knows? I say we get in there and deal with it as soon as possible, and then go out and deal
We're
with your
trying
cousin.
to get into Dvergholme without letting them know what we're getting into Dvergholme.
Got it.
So we're not trying to display how druidy we are or all of our powers. We're
And
trying
then,
to be
and then how are you? What's the range of this sneakery?
the range of this sneakery. One second.
The thing is, I like the idea of getting in without being seen, but I have a feeling that's not going to work out.
We can do it from a little over a mile away.
Okay.
Okay, so basically on the map, you have to be right there.
Ish.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have
into
to
the
travel
building.
through the territory.
And I
So-
hope they don't have any guards.
It
Well-
is 1.2 or 1.3 miles. It was the distance we could go.
At maximum speed, no extra
Well,
time.
that's no running. We didn't run. That's just get a fly spell and
Okay.
fly there.
Okay,
The,
okay.
the druids that you met are telling you that the dwarven road is chock full of these roving bands. The most of them are up over here, but they suspect that most of them are close to Dvergholme, but there are groups of them that are traveling up.
Does he
and down.
know how big these sentry groups are?
No, he knows that this is what's keeping them from traveling.
Good.
Plus, they want to make sure that Dvergholme is safe enough to bring the old man into.
Right.
I'm going to ask them if they could look after some of our animals.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, druids, do druid stuff.
Ulrich is good wolf. Sometimes we need to box his ear a little bit, but not too smart sometimes. But he is much better than before.
Jane Kinder is very well behaved. Jane Kinder, can you listen? Listen to your friends here, okay? Lokrik, I assume your tunnels are a little too small for Dane Kinder to move around in.
Days of travel to get to this point? Good question, Pepin. Let me just see.
2 days?
1, 2, 3, 4. This is the evening of the 4th day of travel here.
Let's see. Right now, my brain just works in T-minus till full moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
All other dates secondary.
Look, we can just drop Uker when it's full moon time. Just drop Uker on top of those guys.
Okay, so remember how like he took an alignment hit for using it just to test it out? I don't think deploying a fucking bioweapon, a chaotic evil bioweapon on people is going to work well for us. Oh god.
So
It's like we're fucking Weyland Yutani Corporation here. Like, no, sir.
I think
So Jarko Oldfish and his daughter, or his granddaughter Janica.
do we want to bring the wagon with us or no?
Why would you need the wagon?
No, we probably want to leave it.
It just makes a good mobile platform for less fly spells.
How is it that you're not Lakelander? Says Janica with kind of a quiet moment.
I'm something of a traveller, I suppose you could say. If involuntarily.
So you're not from our land?
Yeah. Never been there.
Well, how did you get here?
Not quite sure.
You wandered
Flashlight.
north. There's just a big swamp up north.
Yeah, I'm not from up north. I'm from elsewhere.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
You familiar with Plan of Travel?
Now Isilda's showing off.
You know,
Give me a second. Give me a second.
You know,
She is a
planets and
druid.
shit.
We'll say a 1 in 6 chance. If I roll a 1, she has like a rank in knowledge planes. Like horseback.
No, I mean travelling from world to world.
I don't even have to roll.
It's alright. Not a lot of people understand it, but I don't think
There's
I
a
can
piece of
explain it
potato
to you
flying
without going
towards
through a
Hasselbeck.
lengthy discussion about portals and gates and other stuff.
What the fucking hell are you talking about?
I was traveling.
Shut up!
I was traveling.
I'm
planes before
making
it was
progress!
cool.
So you're from a world of assholes, is what you're saying.
Just don't show your pee-pee.
Damn right, and I'm the king.
Our things is good people, you don't call them assholes.
What?
Athlins.
What's an afflins?
Athlins. The H is silent.
She mouths the word a couple of times.
You know, we people.
Gusto naman hinuan afflins. Also, not really nice to gnome. Are they like gnomes?
Yeah. Kinda. A bit smaller.
Related to elves?
Yeah, no, they're not related to elves.
You mean you're from a place where the gnomes in the tree? You are from Yig.
Yeah, I'm not from Yig.
I'm from Yig.
Told you I am a great planet traveller. My first trip, I was but a babe.
Awesome.
She thinks you're pulling her chain, basically.
She thought I wouldn't push the tree down, so...
Yeah, she's a little too incredulous for her own good, but okay. I'm gonna do it! Ah, you can't do that! Oh, shit.
5 damage says I can. Alright, so, you don't, she's a druid. She's got a symbol of Maliki that's woven into one of the patches on her arm.
You don't seduce the priestess.
Oh, where'd you get that?
What do you mean?
What's with, like, fucking Malikians and, like, being like, hey, where'd you get my symbol?
You worship Maliki?
Yes.
You're the first one I've met since I got here.
First one what?
First one who worships a proper god, that's what.
So you are a Lakelander.
I'm not a Lakelander. Maliki is just ever present and just very popular everywhere.
She's a goddess of the forest, not the god of plains.
Yeah, I know. There was a forest where I lived now. There's other forests than here. So difficult to speak with the ignorant.
And you took a step back.
Sticks an arrow in your back. She doesn't fire arrows.
I know it's totally not, like, an actually useful set of powers for you, Mark, but it'd be really cool if you took the catch arrows chain of feats so you can just shoot people's arrows back at them?
I think I can do that at 14th level, 10th or 14th.
Ooh, is that just
level.
a thing you get for being a Zen archer?
No, it's one of your bonus feats.
Cool.
I have to double check and make sure it's still available as a bonus feat, but I think it is.
They agree to look after all the animals if you want.
Okay, but I'm bringing the horse with me because.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're
I'm
charged,
not-
please. Okay, yeah, I got it.
So
Charge, please.
are you choosing to use the animal hook that is currently mounted on Sephram and on Cho? Are you using not Danekinder,
Tinsender.
Tinsender's animal lifty hook?
Is he wearing a harness
Sure.
so that Uker could carry him, basically?
Sure, I guess that works. Yeah. Choppa, 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 choppa.
Lokrik,
Chop, chop,
is
chop.
is Danekinder able to travel around inside your home? I'm not sure how big your tunnels are. I've never really been to a Dwarven town.
Animals like Tensenda or Danekinder will have to stay in the upper city.
In that case, we'll just leave him here.
I'm sure with an exception, the horse might be let in, but it is highly uncommon.
We can be very persistent.
I'm certain that your kin will understand the importance of allowing a paladin of a tier to keep his horse with him.
It would be like riding the horse into a throne room.
I have done that before. It was
Yeah.
spectacular.
Don't think that we don't know the power of a man mounted on a horse. You may have to relinquish the horse to go inside the Undercity, lad.
And we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But
Yeah, just don't,
I don't want to
cross
make
it on
trouble.
a horse with your lance extended.
It's not a very trusting pose.
one of these days I'll have to show you what I can do with a stick of wood on the back of my lance. Sorry, back of my horse.
That did not sound very pleasing.
Alright, so which animals are you leaving behind? Danekinder, Urtro,
Danekinder.
the pig in the wagon.
Yep.
Your puppies and the skunk are already back there.
Those are already back.
Well, when you figure out who is king or leads Dvergholme, could you ask that my grandfather be allowed to come and pay his respects?
We don't figure out who's king. We'll decide who's king.
He's right. He's right. He's right here. The king's right. The king's right here.
She now thinks you're just trying to be boisterous and or like.
And she's right. She's right. She's absolutely right.
Azilden's acting up. Is that it?
If she's a druid, she's got a high wisdom score. This is.
Assuming she's a very good druid. I mean, maybe she's like a
You will be
flunk.
rewarded with a stay if I have anything to say with it.
Lokrik, you're king. Matter is settled. We just have to let them understand that.
I mean,
Oh, actually, I'm heir to be king. After
worst
my
case,
father and my grandfather.
worst
Your father
case
is-
scenario, I will bring your grandfather here to meet him.
But your father and grandfather are no longer with us, is that correct?
My grandfather is the king without shadow.
Yeah, both of them are around.
Oh,
My father, since the time of the Ruby Crown coup, has gone on a quest.
How long's that been now?
then what claim makes your brother, or your cousin? If the current king yet still lives.
That's a long story, lad. I'll show you when I get there.
Very well.
Thank you for the stories. How long until the spawning is in spring? Yes.
Yes.
The what?
I look forward to it.
Great Bear Lake.
How ironic. No, wait. That's not the proper use of the word irony. I apologize.
And the rivers that pass through the lands of the Rovlanders. You will find where the spawning occurs. Fucking
One
salmon
time
are
is-
insane, right? They go like
Yeah.
miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
Upriver.
inland. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
All right. So the group of you are now traveling on foot.
Yep.
Is Lokrik riding on the horse? With
If he
Cal?
wishes.
Yeah, he just goes over and
He doesn't look happy that he has to go on the horse, but moving 20 sucks.
Could drag you along behind, lad.
How is it that I'll be traveling?
Left foot.
It's,
Right
it's
foot.
called walking.
I can give you a ride if you want. Piggyback.
On the... He was about to say werewolf. You saw the W being formed on his lips as he glances back towards the druids that are now fussing over the animals.
Luca shrugs.
I suppose we'll walk, but there's 1,000 barbarians between us and there. We can't fly to the mountains from here.
I'd keep that fly spell handy.
We could go to other side of river, but
Friggin' Rooster Knight. yeah, Rooster Knight.
Great. When I find that guy, I'm gonna smite him so hard.
Smite.
smite chaos. What are you gonna?
some sort of weird wolf shaman, like the fake taxidermy, you know, of the furry fish.
Werewolf salmon.
Yeah.
An eel with the face of a wolf on the front of it, you know, swimming through the water. All right, so how are you guys approaching Dvergholme? Because you might very well have encounters with these barbarians before you actually get there. Do you want to play those encounters later, or do you want to snap back in time to do the Lokrik's backstory?
So,
Charge.
are there going to be any encounters that are CR equivalent, or is it just we just push our way through barbarians?
Are they like level 1 barbarians running around? Is that what we're dealing
Are
with?
we gonna have to roll this one?
Well, that's because I think we're just going to walk our way up and try to not use power as much as possible. Which kind of
So
means-
you're gonna walk through the ranks of the
I think so.
Lemmy's gonna keep an eye
and
out.
leave a trail of bodies behind you. Is really the
There might be a trail of bodies
okay.
if they're
Yeah, but-
uppity.
I think
Over
that's a
on?
good warm up to when you guys are back in the present.
Okay.
On your way to go deal with the threat. I think at this point in time, we're going to shift to Lokrik's backstory.
Alright, cool.
Now,
Give me one
Lokrik's
second.
backstory
Better at big.
goes back probably 6 months
Oh,
before the Flash.
Marty.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to play their own characters. I was the only one who was like, yeah, I'd play Lokrik. So, do you want to play a less like one?
No, I'll play Lokrik, but Lokrik won't have such a large deal with his backstory. Because the backstory is actually going to be about
What happened?
the shit that's going on and how we got there.
Awesome.
Oh, so it's easier to kill the characters. Gotcha.
But he's also a bard, so it's going to be really easy for him to just basically, you know, boost your stuff. All right.
He's busy.
Yep. Let me reset here.
When you're friends with the king, you got to keep the king alive.
Can you guys introduce the characters that you're going to play tonight as part of Lokrik's backstory? So we're actually going to Dvergholme, which is about 100 miles away from the party where the party is, and then 6 months ago is basically, or like maybe 9 months ago, is where we're going back to. We'll say that it is winter of the year before this current year. Lokrik dies in his backstory. That's hilarious. It could happen, and then it'll be really weird.
Well, does he have one eye or two in his backstory?
That's when we find out he's a doppelganger.
He is his cousin. Oh shit!
Oh no! Wait a sec. Doesn't matter which one we have is the good one, no matter what. I think.
Okay, you guys created more NPCs than are you, so share with me who you're playing tonight. Ahmed, we'll start with you, man.
Green Gut. That's right.
And you thought Uker was hard to understand in werewolf form.
You
Just go die.
Is it drinking?
Ale Ogre Green Gut, or Alogra, I guess is how you pronounce it.
No, it's Alioger.
Alogra.
Name's Erger.
Alioger.
Green Gut.
Okay, so I've gotten written down, he's a drinking friend, somewhat obnoxious when severely inebriated. Are you sure that's the condition under which he's obnoxious? Or is it just he's obnoxious?
Always.
Okay. He really loves his stout, loves a good story or joke. So why does this alchemist know Lokrik? And like, what's the story here?
Could be his uncle or one of his one of the
Uncle,
many people
I don't know
that
if he's in line for the throne.
none of the many people that like worked with his father when he was adventuring, because I assume his father adventures a lot.
His father disappeared on a quest.
How long ago was that again?
A couple decades.
All right, so this guy's old. He knew his father and saw Lokrik going up, and just keeps an eye on him.
Okay, that's fair.
Lokrik! Yeah, the Lokrik's back!
His father showed you some kindness when you had an accident that turned your skin green. It was an alchemical accident when you were first trying to figure out mutagens, and it's something that you've never, despite having priests and others try to do it, have ever been able to solve. Where most dwarves don't like Alogra, his father showed you some kindness, and you remember that.
Done and done. Dun,
All right.
dun.
Can you find what is the middle age for a
I
dwarf?
believe it's 86 or 85. I mean, my character just shy of middle age.
Okay, can you add a couple of decades to Alogra?
Yeah, he's probably
Like 70s?
110.
No,
110,
110 would be like penalties.
Oh, all right, 80. He's 82.
That's a safe age.
Class age 82.
Okay, so I'm going to save the map, and I'm going to open up Dvergholme.
Sorry, I lied.
I think it's higher than that.
Middle age for a dwarf is 125. I picked the old edge of the starting age.
Middle age, so 150.
If you're middle aged, then you're between 125 and 188.
Okay, so here's the upper city. This is a beautiful map by Hetman80 that we're going to use for Dvergholme. It should be to scale, so we could actually do isometric battles.
It's isometric. It's
That's pretty awesome. This is a great map. Great map.
I like it.
And then Alogra, there's his
Fantastic.
token. So we'll just start collecting these people.
Yeah! What's happening, guys?
I also did a quick write-up of Dvergholme in
I love this guy.
in the world area. A good place that Alogra might spend a lot of time in is called
The drinking shithole.
It's called a Pile of Stones. It is a large gaming house featuring square stone tables, a tavern, and private meeting rooms. Square stones picture basically like little stone blocks that go on chessboards. Picture it as a combination. It has endless varieties of how you play it. Picture Go, checkers, some really complicated stacking games. Basically, it is how dwarves gamble in this place. It's called Square Stones. So whether Alogra is good at this game or not, we need to figure out which one is called the Pile of Stones. Which one of these buildings here? We're going to say this one, right in the center of town. Pile of Stones.
That's it. Just that one. Sure.
Sure. Yeah, I like that one. Pile of Stones does feature in the middle of the room for whatever reason. There's this huge pile of stones, like somebody a long time ago dumped a bunch of stones in this area in the center of in the center of the bar, and then you've got all these gaming tables and places to go. Despite the fact that dwarves are traditionally lawful good, this is probably the rough and tumble outlet of frivolity and gambling that the town provides. It's also a much more rough place. So there's Elogra Greengut being played by Ahmed. Who's next?
I'll go next.
John, who you? Oh, okay, Mark.
Okay,
who are you
right.
playing?
Playing Grafton, our leadhead. He's an Axe Guard sergeant.
So he knows Lokrik from Lokrik's time as an Axe Guard.
Yep.
And there's Graftonar in his heavy armor.
Yep.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, there's a really cool picture of there's Graftonar. What does he fight with?
He fights with a Dwarven War Axe.
Nice. Full plate. Yeah, so
Full plate and a heavy shield.
Lokrik spent some time in what is called the Axe Guard, which is the elite soldiers of the town. Now, there's only about 30 Axe Guard, Mark.
Okay.
And that every year they hold a celebration of I think it's called the Axe Festival. Let me see. The annual Axe Guard tournament is part competition, part ceremony, part celebrations of all things martial in Dwarven culture, but it's also a recruiting program for the Axe Guard, the Watch Guard, and the mercenaries of the town. The Axe Guard being the most exclusive of them. There's only about 30 of them. These are your guys who are going to be your fighters.
Okay.
Guys like Graftonar Leadhead. We'll say that Graftonar Leadhead knows Elogra. It looks like the two of them might the two of them might be chums.
All right.
And then what part of why are you friends with Lokrik? Why do you care?
Well, he's probably, well, if he's heir to the throne,
Yeah.
his life was probably slightly more important than the other members of the Axe Guard. So maybe he was like, stick with him, make sure nothing happens. He was that guy.
Got it. Make sure that, yeah, oh shit, Lokrik's part of my unit. Keep in mind, Lokrik has a 16 charisma starting out. At 4th level, he has a 17 charisma. Dwarves have a -2 to their charisma.
Pretty charismatic for a dwarf.
Lokrik's on, like, soon he'll have an 18, and then with magic items, he'll eventually have 20s. Like, he's like, as Adam put it, the Brad Pitt of frickin' dwarves.
Nice.
All right, so you fought beside Lokrik, and you met him, like, you actually watched him learn how to fight with an axe, and he went from 0 to like 60 in a very short period of time. Because he's a fighter and he's also like a weapon specialist, he took to the Dwarven axe like it was natural to him, even more so than just, you know, Dwarven training.
Cool.
All right, and then what's Leadhead's thing?
His thing?
Well, I noticed some interesting comments on his character sheet.
It's pronounced thing. It says
Loyal,
thing.
emotional, and angry.
Yeah, he's just one of those people who's constantly angry. He'll find something to get pissed off. Mother! And he throws things. And he has got 3 levels in Barbarian. Urban Barbarian, but still Barbarian.
Okay, so neutral good. So yeah, so I guess the anger is kind of like why he's strayed a little bit from lawful.
Yes.
All right, and then why is he angry? Do we know?
No. Just born that way. Daddy issues, we'll put it like that. Unresolved daddy issues.
All right. Who's next?
I can go next.
Okay.
Or maybe it's his just shitty charisma.
So I'm playing Morgrim Granitaire. He has a very stereotypical name. His parents were not creative, and neither is he. He is a lawful good paladin of Moradin, specifically a Stone Lord, which is a cool paladin archetype for dwarves that takes away their reliance on charisma and gives them other stuff, which is nice. Including lots of cool stone-based powers. He's also fairly old for a dwarf. He's not quite middle-aged, but he's getting there. He's like 112. And he's a very staunch traditionalist, a dwarf of the old ways, of the, by the book kind of guy. He's got ornate full plates, one of those dwarven boulder helmets so he can headbutt people because it's awesome, and a dwarven long hammer, as well as some axes. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a well known for being a very dangerous dude, and a lot of what he spends his time doing is guarding sacred places that are sacred to the dwarves. Basically, he stands in the doorway, and if you're not allowed to go by, you don't get to go by.
Okay, so you serve the royal family directly then.
Yep.
Probably at the behest of the religion of Dvergholme. Now, you're going to learn very quickly that Lokrik's family's been very absentee with day-to-day ruling over Dvergholme, and the rulership and administration has fallen to the clergy. So,
as it should be.
As it should be. So, it feels like they run things day to day, and they kind of call the shots on a lot of things. So, it makes sense that someone like Morgrim, a lawful good paladin of the Dwarvish gods, I guess. Is there a particular god in is it Moradin? Moradin. Okay.
Yeah, I think Moradin is the dwarf god of strength, and he's the main
patriarch of the dwarven pantheon. So yeah. Okay, and then Adam. So how do you know Lokrik?
He's a direct servant of the royal family. So probably He's old. He's an older guy too. So he may have led Lokrik in learning things about dwarven tradition, dwarven religion, sort of the tutor of all things. Okay.
You knew Lokrik's father. You know that an entire clan of dwarves during the Ruby Crown coup, which led to the death of Lokrik's mother. His father and other dwarves like you battled this one particular clan. And killed a lot of your fellow dwarves that day, the ones that tried to basically take over. You saw it as just, but Lokrik, it affected Lokrik's father a little bit more. He was supposed to be king, and he ended up slaughtering an entire clan of dwarves, or at least the line of this dwarven clan. And it was shortly after then. Plus, it led into the death of his wife. This kind of bloody failed coup attempt. Where he then took it upon himself to go adventure. Now, part of his adventure, Morgrim, was that he was trying to seek out where other dwarven kingdoms in the Migrant Kingdom went. So you know that you are left behind to guard, to make sure that things continue, so that his father has a kingdom to come back to after he's found other dwarves.
Gotcha.
Now, a lot of dwarves might not like the fact that, the king disappeared. Well, he wasn't king, he was also heir. Because you know that the king who casts no shadow has a secret chamber within the Undercity. And it's the chamber where the king who casts no shadow dwells to this day. So, yeah, you know that there are some very, very precious chambers within the Undercity of Dvergholme. So you probably spend a lot of your time there.
This king is very flat or something. It's a vampire, maybe? With the sun?
I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your gold.
and then we've got L.S.
Lachlan, the sculptor. L.S. Lachlan, the sculptor, previously known as Glagod Klam, is an artisan, a crafter. He used to be one of the writers of stone, who he did training there at his time similar to Lokrik, when Lokrik was learning his bardic tradition. Alestlaklan then, when he was still Glogard, saw the death of his people. He's a historian, and thinks that Dwarvish tradition, because of the lack of bloodlines, needs to mix with other traditions. So he journeyed to the Lakelanders, who he sees as a hybrid of two species and two traditions, and is effectively a giant weeaboo of the Lakeland tradition. Took a Lakeland name and wants to effectively merge dwarves with something else that will survive to basically cause dwarves to survive.
He's pro mating with some other race.
Yes. Basically,
That'll fly.
that'll fly well. He
Do it for your country, huh?
in his day-to-day, he wears makeup and a little bit of magic to appear as a half-elf, half-dwarf, and is one of the greatest sculptors in the land.
Lokrik dies in backstory. Yeah, we joked about that.
Okay. Then we've got some of Lokrik's family, which maybe we should detail. We've got Lodrum, Carrick Varn. This is Lokrik's cousin. We have Lodrum's younger brother, also Lokrik's cousin. His name is Havgan. So Lodrum Carrick Varn is known for his intellect. He's also known that he's odd and that he carries very few weapons.
What's wrong with you, lad?
Havgan is even more of a black sheep in the family because he espouses ultimate peace is the path to redemption for the dwarves. And the branch of Lokrik's family that they like, Lodrum and Havgan, essentially you can kind of gather are monks. Like they've learned how to fight with their fist. But Havgan is really odd in that he does not want to raise a weapon against anyone.
My kind of enemy.
Now, Lokrik's sister is beloved amongst the people, and she's one of these high charisma dwarves as well. She carries around something called the Spell Hammer, although she's not very strong and probably doesn't want to wield it. She's married already to the pride of another clan, and her name is Braga. It's Lokrik's sister, and she's a sorceress. Apparently, the blood of angels also flows through Lokrik's family. And then her husband, the pride of a different clan, is Gameter Zelamanchar, and he's a wizard. Glissandra Drosek is the pride of a third clan, and she is betrothed to Lodrum. The Droseks, the Zelamanchars, and the Carrick Varns are basically the three most powerful families in Dvergholme.
The Gameter family is probably disappointed in their shit genetics. Look at that skull. Holy smokes.
And then there is a daughter of Glissandra Drosek, Charla Drew, whom Leadhead really appreciates. Charla Drew one year won the Axguard tournament, but in a staunch sort of show of like, no, we can't have warrioresses of Halo Bright Axe join the Axguard. We want the warrioresses of the Axguard to join basically the priesthood, and they denied her a place amongst the Axguard. she wasn't particularly religious, so she became a mercenary. So I think Leadhead from afar has appreciated her being a warrioress and kind of
Okay.
showing her independence while at the same time not like spitting upon everything. Other people that you may know is Nanny Pom Pom, who helped raise Lokrik. She is a stern woman that can make even the stoutest of warriors with words quake in their boots. There is a slag giant that serves Lokrik's father. He can bend metals like no one's business. Who am I missing? Oh, if you want to know what Lokrik's father and his grandfather look like, I can show you.
Yes. We'll see if the resemblance runs in the family. This family of dwarven Brad Pitts.
I don't know where I put the token for Lokrik's grandfather. Give me a second.
Get back here, you bastards.
Carrick Varn. There we go. There's King Rithik Carrick Varn.
Ah!
And then there's Lokrik's father, Lok Carrick Varn. Any depiction of King Rithik has all these items on it, like he's just covered in stuff. Look at that guy, he's definitely a adventurer.
Why am I not seeing him anymore? Oh, okay, here we go. That's fine.
Alright, so we've introduced a whole lot of dwarves. There are others, but I think that's good enough for now. Now, I'm going to show you the Undercity. I'm going to copy all these people, and I'm going to go to the Undercity map. Paste everyone off into the darkness. Oh, I'm going to apply Fog of War, because you don't know about all of this. Shit. Don't look yet. There we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
The common places you will know about, so I'm going to just allow you to see a bunch of this stuff automatically, because you live here. Feel free to scroll around and have a look now. I've covered up the things that... You know the throne area. You know the cenotaph of Crucible.
Crucible.
Yeah.
Undershitty.
And some of you may even
Holy shit, son.
know the back areas as well. Yeah.
A lot of stuff here, that's cool.
I don't like it. Can you do another one?
What a dick.
Hold on, give me 5 seconds.
I don't like it. It's bullshit.
All right. As any good adventurer starts, it starts in a tavern. Yeah, I'm gonna go there. So you were in Twin Barrel Hall, this massive long hall that is open to the bazaar of pillars, where there are lots of stalls where dwarven craftsfolk come every day into the Undercity and ply their wares. It's kind of like an inner market. It's where maybe more expensive wares would be sold. Morgrim, granted, like most of the dwarves come here to eat and drink. Ilogra sometimes just doesn't leave.
Here's my shit bucket right here. Yeah.
Lovely.
Really?
There's a few other of Lokrik's.
Horrible. Truly horrible.
Getting a few other dwarves. Give me a second. The group of you does notice that Lodrum and a bunch of his, perhaps, friends are also in the tavern.
Hey, you son of a bitch. I don't say that.
I got it. I got it. Yes, well, please keep your voice down. Morgrim, fortune does not shine upon you again. The priests of the Morden Salmon have been wanting to question this devious little skank of a dwarf, this sewer rat named Beetle. He doesn't even have a proper dwarven name. There have been many missing artifacts and items throughout the years, and it's the suspicion of the priests that someone like Beetle might either know about them or even be behind it. Currently, there's no proof, and what has kept you from actually just going up and arresting Beetle is the fact that Lodrum, in several times and places, has basically extended the cloak of protection of the Carrick Barnes around his toad named Beetle. And you're just staring at him as he's coming in here, and you saw him pass something to Lodrum. Now, protecting the family of Carrick Varn, who are the rightful kings, like, there is a big sort of we'll just look the other way when stupid things happen. Like, to arrest him, you'd have to have proof. And things on the person of one of the Carrick Varns is just not enough proof. Like, there's too much. There's too much at stake. You need to catch him, like, red-handed, stealing something. Or get him alone to arrest him, and then you're not too sure what would happen. If Lodrum came and rescued him, there'd be a chance before any questioning could happen that to
the deep cells.
Right. so you're there, and like this is like a long-term cat and mouse game. You don't want to be hasty about this. But you do see him sitting there spilling peas all over the place, kind of laughing and talking, and you did manage to see that he handed something to Lodrum in a bag. It could just be his laundry, it could be something nefarious, it could be... You know you only have one chance to... The second that you accuse, and it's public, and if you're wrong...
Ancient Dwarven Law, Section 13, Subsection F, Subparagraph 3 says that if you give your laundry to the nobility, punishable by death! How dare you!
But you're sitting there thinking about this stuff as you're sipping on some very strong dwarvish stout. Elogra is beside you, and this guy you've had to haul out of this place several times before for being obnoxious. You being an older man and kind of a watcher, you sort of know what's who these people are. Charlotte Drew accidentally bumps into Leadhead's chair. Sorry.
Watch it.
You turn around and then you realize it's the woman that you've been gazing at afar with affection.
Sorry, my chair was in your way. Then he turns around.
Okay. She then sits down beside you. She wears a subtle perfume.
Okay.
So when are we going to when do you need our services?
Soon. We're not quite ready yet.
We're all gonna be fucking rich. That's Beetle.
Hmm.
And the smooth talkers. Sort of sounds like Lokrik, but a little more sinister.
LS Lachlan, you're kind of confounded because there have been things that have gone missing as well in the halls of reminiscent stones in the grotto of the Silent Keeper. In fact, you've been asked by Let's see. Do I have a mini for him? Ah. No. Oh, easy on the map, though. I might have created him. Yes, here he is. He's a grumpy old codger called Kotho the Stone Miser. Kotho the Stone Miser almost never leaves the Grotto of the Silent Keeper. When the dwarves were digging this place, they actually uncovered a natural cavern that was a massive geode. And he spends his time talking to the crystals in the geode.
He's not right in the head.
But the things that have gone missing include the 2 stone keys of Forebode. Actually, only one. Tasked long ago. Give me a knowledge local, knowledge...
knowledge local, knowledge history.
Knowledge history.
Okay. Knowledge history, 29. Knowledge Dwarfholme or knowledge... Yeah, knowledge of the Dwarfholme.
Yep.
24.
Somewhere in the halls is an entrance to the place called the Tunnel Forebode. The entrance to this tunnel was sealed long ago during the early construction of Dvergholme. There were accidents and monster attacks and deaths. The dwarves didn't realize this until they had invested quite a lot of time in building some buildings, or building like chambers along the Tunnel Forebode. And the 2 things that have, or the one thing that has gone missing is called a Stone Key of Forebode, which is actually a cube with geometric patterns on it.
This is why you don't hire kobold summoners to do your mining for you.
And you know that the stone cube is actually the key. Like, that's part of the trick of this place, is that people would be searching for the key and not actually kind of go for a weird geometric cube. And it's gone missing in, we'll say, one of the halls of reminiscent stones. Amongst other stones, somebody knew to take that particular stone. And as a member of the Speakers in Stones and Carver in Stones, you were tasked to go find this missing rock.
And Lodrib's official title in the town is Noble Guy.
He would be, he is a
town asshole.
Lord, I guess. You've run into Beetle as well. Given your views and Elogra, I think there's a bunch of you here that are like fringe dwarves. You are not like the atypical kind of like high standard society. You've run into Beetle before several times. Beetle is a you think he's like a roguish type. He might actually have some magic. You know you don't want to be in an alleyway alone with Beetle. And he's got a speech impediment. He swears a lot. Like,
hey, screw you.
No. Like there's
Threats.
a tick. Yeah.
Stand up. Turn around. Make a show of, oh my, I just saw Lord. Gentle Lord, forgive me, I did not see you there. Bow, ladies, gentle dwarf, to Beetle.
Gentles.
Of course. Would it be too much to ask to have a simple word from a mere craftsman?
Lodrum gets up and moves to the end of the bar. He actually kind of, like, he walks up and just stares at a couple of dwarves that are sitting there. They decide that they're going to move. Pardon me? Please, after...
It wouldn't be proper to go before a lord, sir.
Oh, no, I'm not a lord. Is someone sitting there? Says a Havgan to Morgrim. Great, the dwarven pacifist.
Morgrim has been just eyeing Beetle the whole time.
Okay.
Under heavy-set brows, his dark eyes turned towards Havgan. He looks... There's an old sort of dwarven joke that says that certain dwarves look like they were chiseled out of stone, but Morgrim actually looks like his skin and maybe even his eyes are stony, at least. They're very angular, very almost not flesh-like. No.
That is very well. If I'm bothering you, please let me know. He sits down with some food. He arranges it in front of him. He starts to
I
pray.
will.
Ah, fuck, I'm so blind in this fucking place. Hey, yeah, it's probably me.
It's probably me.
Nice.
You notice that his face twitches a little bit, and he continues to pray over his food. It's not the proper kind of prayer. You don't mutter your prayers to the dwarven gods to yourself.
We proclaim them loudly for all to hear.
Echo in the halls of stone.
Right. The only reason why you haven't given him a verbal lashing of his ways is probably because he carries the name Carrick Varn.
Yeah.
There's definitely a dark side to that family. You know which ones will be king and are king and the rightful heirs.
It has been written in stone.
My lord, there is whispers of things gone missing. I know this does not directly concern you, but as a member of the Sculptors of Stone, I have been tasked with procuring some of these lost items. Now, if you would know anything that could help with this, it would be most gracious of the Lord.
Glogard Clown,
he's-
is it?
I used to go by that name, yes?
Oh, you go by another name now? He says with a smile crossing his face. Give me a
Sense motive?
give me a sense motive.
Okay. 21.
Okay. Lodrum has a bluff of...
+2.
Oh,
Yes.
it's only plus 12.
Okay. Okay.
He's pretending to not know who exactly you are. He knew
Exactly
who
who
you
I
were.
am.
Yeah.
Yep. I have journeyed very far in my time and came across that of the Lakelanders. After spending some time in their courts and doing several magnificent works of art for them, encapsulating some of the dwarves' tradition before their eyes, they saw fit to grant me a name to help bridge gaps.
You let the Lakelanders name you. he says with his velvety voice.
It was a very spiritual experience.
Ah. He nods in understanding. He's very polite.
Yes.
You do catch his eyes darting and kind of like looking at the things that you carry.
Yep.
Is there anything that's on you that's particularly valuable?
I have 2 minor rings, a robe, and a chest piece.
Okay.
Or a pickaxe.
Particular that you wanted to speak to me about? I was
Yes.
enjoying an evening and a beer with some of my companions.
I apologize. This is pretense. I was hoping to be given the opportunity to encapsulate the Lord's visage in stone. I very rarely see dwarves of such proper and noble build, so well proportioned.
I heard a rumor that there is a power that is capable of allowing someone to look through their own visage.
Spellcraft?
Sure.
I can spellcraft. Uh, 30.
Do you know what spell I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Yeah, I'm
It's-
actually working on this one right now.
I know the spell. Here's it. Is it see-through stone? No. It's called.
If you were to come across that sort of power, then maybe I would be willing to make a few statues of myself. Aside from that, I wouldn't want to steal the blessings and...
Enter image.
I would not want to steal the rays of sunshine around other members of my family. Perhaps they would be vain enough to want a statue. Nay, another statue. Perhaps Lokrik.
Lokrik is indeed another fine specimen of dwarven might and regality.
He does like to bathe. I know that you see him often as the one who tends to the sauna. Yeah, that's one of your jobs.
Yes.
You're trusted enough
Yep.
that you're allowed to stoke the fires of the sauna that the
Yep.
royals use.
Yep. It is.
Well then,
Perhaps I should speak with him. Although I will look into this. I believe the spell is called Enter Image. It would take some research, some time.
let me know what you find, and we'll speak again. Bath attendant. Oh,
Lord Carrickon.
and I would also be very interested in reading whatever report that you prepared for the nobles of this place as to what it is that you exactly saw in the Lakelanders. I'm very interested in the infrastructure, their magic, and any of the treasures that they may have.
We have a strong tradition. Of course.
You
Sure.
do remember chiseling a report that you were all too happy to kind of provide because you were trying to push, hey, we need to breed with others. Hey, look at how healthy the half elves are.
Yep.
Apparently he's never read it, but he knows that you've...
I will find. Well, I guess it would be a copy, or would it be a rubbing? You take a rubbing of it? Is that how you make copies?
Yeah, you'd have to go and you'd know where to go. There's probably a copy of it lying around that you made.
Of course, I will find a copy for you, Lord.
He smiles, and he's wait. Is that all?
If that is all you have, if that is, yes, if all of your wounds have been seen to.
He grins, a predator's grin.
Okay. I know my enemy. He's gonna have me beaten and robbed at some point.
Are you leaving the table?
Yep. I'm gonna go back to my.
Okay. Are you finished with your seat? Says Havgan Carrick Varn to you as you're passing by.
Of course. I will, pull the chair out for him to sit down.
Thank you. I do not mean to be rude, Morgrim Granite Hair, but I'm going to sit with my brother now, if that is all right with you.
You don't have to ask me.
He actually goes and sits down across his brother. He was about to say something. His brother actually got up and went to go sit down with the others. And then he just sits there alone at the end of the table for a little bit.
Morgrim chugs down a tankard of this bitter dwarven ale.
Okay. Leadhead, Lachlan, you do notice that Morgrim had been staring down that group the entire time. It was kind of obvious. Staring things down.
Yeah, Alex Lachlan has all of the social skills, all of the perceptions.
My charisma's 8.
All right, then. We'll meet you on the morrow. Yes. Tomorrow. He waves his hand, and the two women get up. Both of them bump Havgan, almost like on purpose. Apologies.
Yeah.
Stop being so fucking nice.
Are you talking to me? Logra? Is that your name?
Oh, yeah.
He walks over the table.
He goes to point out
Morgrim slams his fist down on the table as the dwarf starts walking towards him and gives him a look.
Hey, Morgrim. You're looking weird.
He walks over, hops down.
Burping on command is really difficult to do, man. I always find I puke a little bit when I try to force it.
I peed a little bit. But I'm gonna use yeah. Alright, here's some
It appears that you've imbibed a bit this evening, Mr. Logra.
No, I just got a drink.
He's just like this. Yeah.
Says, is everything all right with you this evening?
Hey, are you talking to me still? Yeah. What are you doing here?
I was attempting a polite conversation, yes?
Alright, yeah. I think you're good. Still green, though.
I could see how that might be troubling.
Yeah, I think it makes me unique. You know, you gotta be unique. That's how you stand out.
I understand your
I
plight.
feel like I've met this guy at a bar before.
I understand your plight. It is
I met
unfortunate.
this guy at a bus stop. It wasn't a bar.
It is unfortunate that
Shit, one of my tooth's coming loose.
people do not see what is within. They concentrate on what is without.
I don't know if that's naughty talk or it's wisdom.
I have not imbibed in many years.
Neither have I. We got something in common, brother. He puts his arm around him.
I have met this guy in a bar, except he was trying to tell me why him getting fired was actually him quitting.
Right,
His
right.
job.
Yes, I didn't mean it.
And then he goes about telling him very uncomfortably. Well, if he's very comfortable, but making Havgan very uncomfortable about the first and last time he ever had sex. and how he thinks pretty sure it was a female, but there's just too much hair.
But yeah, and that was that. And next day I was green for some reason. Damn luck.
Your relations with another made you green.
No, it's because I blew myself up. It's problems. I did the wrong things, and yep, you're looking at pretty boy right now.
Lid. Fucker.
You're speaking my language, yeah. You're still freaking me out, though.
Logra. Lid.
He walks around the table.
Hello, Jermaine. Fuck you doing here?
You looking for work?
You paying me in ale?
Sure.
Stupid, I can make ale. I pay me in gold, dummy.
My friend here is trying to say is that we may have in need of additional muscle. Or little task. Morgan, you have the wherewithal enough just to stare straight forward at your plate, and you're overhearing their conversation.
Yeah, but kind of job I gotta do is not closing my eyes and doing that thing anymore. So, better be something right.
Listen to me.
So, yeah. When are you doing this? I have to be sober, because you know how I am. I don't leave the house sober.
Looks over at Afghan.
You have any idea where I live? Because I fucking have no idea. What kind of job?
I'll meet
Have a
you
job.
in the Carrick-Vaughan family crypt later tonight.
Fuck. Alright, you bring the ale.
Chink. He throws down a pouch of gold.
Ooh, I added to the character sheet.
Bring your weapons.
Done and done. Tonight, huh?
Okay, so let's see, 5. So
He turns
1,
around
2,
and
3.
Beetle puts a little grabby hand on your shoulder.
You can come too if you want. Fucking frick.
On whose shoulder?
Less like Lan.
Okay.
I could make myself available. I don't believe I have any prior commitments. And of course, it is from the Lord, so...
Stones. If you got the stones.
Yeah! You ain't seen stones like this before. That one's green, but that one's blue.
I assure you.
I warned you guys. Not gonna be pretty nice.
I assure you that my stones are beyond compare.
He pushes his plate away, and a beer that he's barely touched. Lodrum just gets up after basically paying for this night of drinking and eating, plus probably like 5 or 6 more. Havgun, make sure that they are entertained, and that one doesn't get too drunk.
Yeah, you're gonna entertain me, yeah.
He looks like oh, you're getting me involved, and looks at kind of
He throws a coin down,
Deflated.
goes dance, 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 and he quickly grabs it again.
Morgrim pulls out this little pouch and pours these little rocks onto the table and starts picking them up and eating them bit by bit.
That gets a glance from Lodrum as he's leaving.
Beetle.
He actually gets down on all fours, crawls underneath the large table, and then pops at the other side.
I mean, no offense to anyone by my accents, please.
Now, we've already butchered Irish, Scottish, probably some
English.
Norwegian,
Some
some
drunk.
Slavic.
I think you're allowed. I don't know if drunk's a protective group. You
Yep.
know.
You remind me a little bit of Rick from Rick and Morty, with that, but that's perfect.
Rick and Morty.
It's a show about a
Yeah, I know him.
alcoholic
It's
mad scientist.
It's fantastic.
leaving the rest of you to basically drink and eat. Havgan tries to get you guys not to be too drunk. There is an amusing scene of Havgan chasing Alogar around the table as he bought basically a flask of hard alcohol, and he was threatening to drink it like moonshine, dwarven moonshine.
He put some hair in your nuts.
You're not supposed to get drunk before we...
You're fighting. Yeah, about weapons. Got a weapon right here.
So you have some time before midnight.
We're gonna send Arenya, just the familiar, to go see where the women went.
The fucking familiar? What?
Yeah. Oh, that's the clown's a wizard. So
Oh,
he's a
he's got-
familiar
he's got a
to the
familiar?
heart. Yeah.
What's the familiar of?
It's a raccoon.
Okay. Raccoon.
I know we got one because we already got like a mini. So
We'll do a different mini. This one's pretty good. It's a nice square picture, so I'm not even going to bother making a token. I'll just plop the image down. And it's tiny or small?
tiny. Oh, is it brother? Who's a little Arenya? Who's a little Arenya?
And what's it called?
Arenya.
Arenya? Alright. He takes a little rodent.
Go on. Just tell him to see if you can sniff out the wind. Don't be seen. Basically to sneak around and use its scent to just follow the track from the women.
Okay.
Don't care where the Lord goes because we don't want familiar to get dead.
Anyone nearby speak Terran?
What kind of you planets?
I don't. But
Probably the sculptor does. No? Yes?
actually, I didn't pick some of my linguistics languages, so yeah, sure. Okay. I had an extra one, so yeah, Terran, sure.
Follow the raccoon.
Interesting.
You see nothing.
What's
A small
following?
earth elemental that's been earth gliding underneath the floor the whole time.
Oh, nice. Okay. All you and your familiars. Elemental.
His name is
It's
his name is
elemental in
Gravel.
here.
Gravel.
His name's Gravel.
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 Let's see if I can find a good earth elemental for you.
Hey, yeah, instead of getting a horse, the Stone Lords get a elemental companion.
But can you ride that elemental?
There we go.
When it becomes large, sure.
Gravel? And it's
Yeah.
small?
Yeah, it's small.
Okay.
It gets bigger over time, but it's small now.
Alright, so you send the familiars off.
Blackline, you know that Morgrim is also a sculptor, though he's probably not as good as you are. It's part of being a stone lord that you have to practice that as your craft.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Unless Land likes to sculpt like trees.
Yeah,
His current thing is he makes
Mordor makes super
stone
angular
sculptures of trees.
Mordor makes super angular like effigies of dwarven gods.
Okay.
It's very boring. They all look exactly the same.
Havgan leaves the room and comes back a couple of times, and eventually lets you know that the hour of midnight is close. He lets these three people, the people that have been hired.
Okay.
The raccoon comes scrambling back. And tells you, ladies went to kitchens. It's on the other side of the complex. It is close to the crypts, but
Okay. I'll give Rinya like a grape or some peas or whatever. There you go.
and then Gravel comes and reports quietly under the table. You may notice this stone footrest that wasn't there before. Are you following?
Yeah.
Paladin?
Yeah, I'll follow after him.
Okay. Havgan comes with you, and you manage to march right into the halls of the Migrant King. Of course, the king isn't, or the heir isn't sitting on the throne. The Lightwell of Voss, which is the name of the sun on this world, is not shining because it's the middle of the night.
Luckily, we have dark vision, for we are dwarves.
Yeah, exactly. But there are torches that are lit. It doesn't have to be a freaking dark area.
Nope.
You do notice that there is a warm glow coming out of the Carrick Van private family crypt, and we'll say it's the one on the end. And the door is open. Normally these things are not open. And there's a bit of like torchlight coming from inside.
Oh my.
The last one on the left is the Carrick Van family vault, or family crypt.
Is there something in particular we should be looking for, or is it merely maintenance of the effigies within?
I believe.
And he looks at the paladin. Like, is the paladin following directly behind, or like keeping an eye from a distance?
Keeping an eye from a distance.
Okay.
There is
a ramp that goes down into Underhome, which is where most of the living quarters of the people in Dvergholme live, aside from those in the upper city. But there are like many apartments and that sort of thing, and there's a light well that during the high sun on certain parts of the year will shine directly down into that area. There you go, your pit when Uger arrives.
That's where they go.
A false king falls to his yeah.
He's looking a little bit awkward, like he's not sure what to expect.
I know, Havgan, that there are more ways to fight than death through arms. Force of will is another path of conflict.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Come to my madness. Come to my madness. You know my madness. Shit. Oh, no. Go fuck yourself.
You best be on your best behavior and be peaceful.
Always. So I'll start walking down the hall.
Okay. You guys pass by all the closed and locked private family crypts, even the public mausoleums at this time of night. All the doors are closed. You can't see into the private clan crypts, although they have beautiful stone doors. with like emblems of their households and maybe even other minor households that might serve them, whereas the public mausoleums are very large, almost like portcullis gates, kind of like to open up into the area. You do see that there is a priest that has a torch, and he's just basically maintaining watch over some of the mausoleums, and he gives you guys a nod as you pass, as in he sees 3 dwarves walking down this hallway. When finally you get to the gate...
Sense motive on the priest.
Sure.
22. Was he expecting us? Like that's the part that you know what I mean?
Maybe he didn't seem startled.
Okay,
which is a bit odd. There's a brazier that is burning just inside the Carrickvarn crypt, and the door is open.
Okay, it's basically the second I get around the corner.
Okay.
Out of sight, I'm casting Mage Armor.
Your raccoon fidgets a little bit. Leadhead, Ilogre, what are you doing? You were basically paid like 50 gold to go into this place.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing? What are you putting magic on? We in trouble?
I think they're trying to have us killed. Or claim some sort of crime upon us.
Excuse me. But why would they tell us to bring weapons?
Well, if they're trying to loot something, maybe there's guardians. Either way, we are being used.
I promise I won't make that happen again. Alright. Fine, bam on!
Pulls out an axe. Actually, how long do mutagens last for 6 levels?
10 minutes per cast level.
Yeah.
So an hour.
Oh, it's 14th level. 14th
Yeah.
level.
Are you going
That's
in?
awesome.
You can notice that there's a burning brazier that's on the ground.
I have Trap Spotter.
Okay.
I am going in, but I have Trap Spotter, and my bonus versus traps is...
Excuse me.
9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, plus 19 versus traps.
All right, give me a perception check as you're wandering in. Are the 3 of you wandering in?
Yes.
28.
While you're passing this priest did have like light off of like a continual light torch.
Okay.
Grenadier. Sir Grenadier?
Sorry, I was muted. Morgrim looks towards the priest.
Sir? Is everything alright?
Morgrim? Yes, everything's alright.
Are you following the thieves as well?
I'm making sure that no one gets up to any trouble.
Don't worry, sir. The contingents of priests and axe guard are lying in wait.
Very good. Stay here and await my signal.
Desecration is a serious crime.
The gravest of crimes.
The gravest. Nice pun.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Okay, so
He
you're
walks-
looking around. Hey, it looks like a trap already went off. You notice that there's this beautiful alabaster lid, and it's like a lifelike depiction of Lokrik's mother. And her mausoleum dominates the center of this area. as she's the last, basically really important dwarf in Lokrik's family to die. She does have a name. Give me a second. I'm going to go to Lokrik's. You do see that there is an inscription at the base of the mausoleum, and it says something along the lines of like "beloved in life and died with an axe in her hand, defending her clan and her family." Her name is Princess Yolendra. You notice that it looks like a bunch of fiery magic had already spilled out recently along the floor around her crypt, and you can see that there is a bunch of picks and masterwork stonecutters tools. Like from your order. That are all burned around here.
This is lovely.
And you notice that the lid is kind of like moved over slightly. What did you roll with a 28?
Yeah.
You also notice that while somebody tried to cover it up, that another electrical spell came off of another groove along the side of the tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody tried to hide it by like kind of like turning the urns away from where the blast mark was. But you go and look over, and there's a small alcove where there was something square that was kept in the alcove.
It's about the same size as the other cube?
It's about the same size as the other cube.
My friend, Drunken Moron, we have a problem.
What problem?
Had a disguise to make myself look like a different dwarf.
Okay. You can hear the distant and soon closing in sound of dozens of dwarves in chainmail quietly moving down the corridors towards you guys.
Morgrim rounds the corner, long hammer in hand, a small little bump of stone trailing behind him. What are you doing in there?
There's Morgrim. He's got them cornered.
Yeah, what's going on?
Dwarves are now swarming in. You've got a couple of rounds before they're like within earshot, but you've got dwarves all coming in, priests and axe guard.
The other key has been stolen, Morgrim. They are going to go to the bad place. Open up the passage to the monsters.
What monsters? That sounds so
Why
right.
have you defiled us?
Yeah.
Nothing. We have defiled nothing.
Found
It was
what?
like
We
this
just
when we
came
got
here.
here.
Defile your mouth. We just walked in here. What are you talking about?
I'm going to make a sense motive check.
Sure.
26.
here.
Somehow,
Yeah, where the hell are those guys?
somehow they seem trustworthy. You sat and watched them drink all night long, and he seems like he's resigned. The fact that they're being set up, maybe. The axe guard and the priests that are now swarming over this place seem to have known.
You are being set up. Give yourself into my custody.
You know the beetle did this.
Yeah, where the hell's Beetle? He said that bad fucking Beetle said he'd be
Grenadier's got
here.
them covered.
Help me nail the beetle. Help me get him,
Rally behind the
and I will help
Grenadier.
you.
And a bunch of the dwarves come in, and they've got heavy crossbows. They've got 2 ranks of heavy crossbows and big shields in front of them, and then pikes over top of them, and clerics pointing their wands at you.
Stand! Bring me manacles. They've surrendered to the Stone Lord.
Listen to Grenadier. He'll take charge here.
And they clamp you guys into irons, You could see that there are some of the Axe Guard Graftenar that are just giving you like the stink eye, like how dare you like break into crypts.
The three of you, come with me to my office. I better have an office somewhere.
Since you have to carve stone, we'll say that one of your offices is in the place called the Hall of Broken Shields.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We will escort you, Granitar, to make sure that they don't try anything.
The greed of the battle are upon them.
Moradin shall sort this out.
I always knew you were rotten.
Says one of your frenemies, Graftenar. Mark?
Graftenar takes a shot at him. Hands cuffed and everything.
You punch a dwarf in the nose, breaking his nose and his head.
Morgan is going to punch Graftenar.
Okay.
Whoa! Let's let it got it all!
Oh no,
unless-
natural one! Oh no, would a 14 hit you?
think
Not
so.
in all his armor and everything, though.
Okay, so
Who's gonna start? Come on!
you almost fell down, but there are a bunch of dwarves that like the old paladin, so they help you kind of stay up in your armor and that sort of thing. You got jostled around.
Alesslaklan is trying to not interact with any of the dwarves. He's just quietly going along, saying nothing.
Okay, and then
Come on! Here!
Green Gut, are you allowing them to put you in
Alice,
irons?
Stop that!
Alice, it's your idea. Let's do this.
I don't know.
Yes, he
I don't
is.
even know these assholes.
Marching behind Morgrim, basically they took the chains from you. You think that you slipped because they were pulling on the chains, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But the chains are given to some of the dwarves, and then you're marched off.
Shouldn't we bring them to the prisons?
No, we have to interrogate them first. Everything I'm saying is technically the truth. Yeah.
Okay. They position 6 guards with heavy crossbows outside the Hall of Broken Shields, and 1 priest.
Okay.
As you're led into this room that is full of broken shields that have all sorts of heraldry on them. Some of them are not even dwarven shields, like a lot of cleft Volslandic shields. And then there is a series of desks and stone desks and chairs, and apparently Morgrim's got one desk, and there's a bunch of very neat piles of slate and scrolls made out of like thinly pressed metal.
And lots of little statues that look exactly the same.
Of Morden?
Of Moradin and other gods, yeah.
Okay.
I drop my disguised self once the door's closed.
Gravel is kind of over by the door.
I don't need my reputation fucked from the dwarves.
I'm
The
green.
three of you are in a great deal of trouble, but I do not believe that you brought it upon yourselves. I heard what happened.
Well, we were supposed to meet the beetle and that other fucker.
That scoundrel beetle set you up.
Oh, come! I'll rip his throat out.
The beetle did
Yeah,
have,
there's a spirit.
You'll have to get in line.
You want to get a drink for that? I can help you.
the beetle had help.
Who helped him?
You know who. It is not a thing that a loyal dwarf would say out loud.
You know there's nothing I can do about that.
You fuck it, I'll do it. I don't like getting shit up.
You
Green
don't
guy.
deserve to be pinned with someone else's crimes.
Oh, yeah.
The real problem is going to be when they open the passageway.
What do you
Things are
think is
going
down
to
there?
get
We're gonna stop him.
It isn't a question of what we
Yeah.
think is down there, it is what we know.
It's Eligor speaking himself here.
I'm gonna stop him and I'll take him.
Horrors that
Fuckers.
which we have not seen for a long time reside
Did you
down
see-
there.
Do you see hordes that residing down there?
Speak plainly. Can they be fought?
They were fought back once.
They can be fought back again.
Yes. Although we did not win when we fought them, we pushed them back and locked it off. Sealed off our king, and retreated from beneath the mountain. It is a gate beyond which we do not pass.
That might be so.
The other key had already been stolen.
It seems likely to me then that this beetle has the key, if not both of them, then one of them.
Yes.
If I were to misplace you, could you escape notice from the Axe Guard?
I myself, very much so. My two acquaintances here.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't want to kill no guards. You got a problem with guards.
Don't kill any dwarves.
How am I supposed to get around them? It's confusing the shit out of me.
I have an idea.
I would like to ask a favor.
What is your favor? Speak and be done.
I am friends with Lokrik. He has sway.
Leadhead, you're
You
friends
see my
with Lokrik
mind.
before.
I have been thinking of speaking to Lokrik. He is a reasonable man.
Yeah, Lokrik. Yeah, you're a good boy.
He owes me a favor.
He might be able to help you.
Yeah.
To get you out of here. Gravel, go find Lokrik. Tell him to come to the Hall of Broken Shields. I need to speak with him at once. It is urgent.
You got a moving pile of shit. That's amazing.
It's hard to walk through stone in the royal area.
Wait till he's on the privy and find him then. Damn.
Privy is in royal area. Guarded.
I'm assuming your elemental can speak.
Yeah, he speaks Terran.
Yeah, he's speaking
That's
Terran.
It is.
Then I
The
will
lords
take
of
you
this
to Lokrik.
place are. They know of tricks.
Yes, we're the ones who came up with those tricks. The ancient stone lords, long before I was born.
Of course.
Now.
That was in a course of agreement, not in a course of. It was a placation, not an agreement. That was the.
My charisma's 8. Very well. I will take the 3 of you to meet with Lokrik. You will to be his prisoners.
The guards did not see my visage. I can hide one of the other ones, and the third could wear the laurels of many men. The mantle of many men.
I'm not doing anything with any man.
If you wish to use magic to disguise them, I will not stop you. It will make our task easier.
Yes. We're going to cast invisibility on the gross green one. Green gut.
Yeah.
And we will put the mantle of many men on the. Well, actually, he's going to have to take off his armor. Before.
Can't see me, but can you smell me?
Oh, would that work? I think it would work. You just look at a different dwarf guard, wouldn't he?
Who's that? Sorry.
If I use a hat of disguise on the other dwarf, the Ama dwarf, then you look like a different dwarf.
Sure. With some sort of hat on.
Yeah. Well, it's a mantle. It's a chest slut. It's not a.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sure.
Yeah. It's like the priesty laurel thing.
Yep.
Now, the big problem is going to be getting past the guards that are out front. They are going to want to follow.
Morgrim Granite Hair, you know the passwords for passing by the golems of axes. It's called the Chamber of Four Axes. There are dual-wielding stone golems that are in that chamber.
Oh, the Temple of Twin Axes. Okay.
Yeah, unless you go through the gargoyle privy, you know the secret passageway here, and so does Aless Laglan.
Oh.
Because you tend to the dragon steam room, which is the sauna that they have. They picked up a little bit of Lakelander culture as they were passing through the land long ago.
We will go through the Chamber of Four Axes. Moradin will judge our passage.
But plus, I got the passwords for the golems.
Shh! Don't give away the secrets of the priesthood.
So, what do we do about the dwarves outside?
They will not stop a Stone Lord of Moradin.
Then no disguise is required.
I would agree. You belong to Lokrik and the Stone Gods now.
Okay, I reactivate the hat disguise to go back to the nondescript dwarf or a nondescript dwarf.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you keeping them in chains?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then
You'll have to bear this discomfort a little longer.
And then your little gravel is coming with you?
Yeah, he travels around like a little lump of stone on the ground that just kind of moves along, like there's a mouse under the carpet or something.
Okay, the Axe Guard do notice that something highly irregular is happening, and they seem to cluster towards you. Sir, they all salute you.
I'm taking them to Lokrik. They are his prisoners now.
Are they still armed?
I would imagine not.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, all your weapons were left in his office, basically, in the Hall of Broken Shields. Do you need assistance?
No, they're unarmed and chained. Not even a troll could break through these links.
What about a cloud giant or just
An Uker.
The giant forged chains are the strongest. Even dwarves know this.
We'll send a runner to go fetch the Lord.
We'll go to him.
Okay, they give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, I don't have that.
Give me a law. I'm a guard check.
16. Yeah, that's not so bad.
Actually, that's not too bad. They are friendly towards you.
I have ornate armor, so I guess I get a bonus. I don't know.
I believe Lokrik is in the baths at the moment.
He has requested my attendance. I am lying now. Should I get the bonus for ornamental armor?
Sure.
It's a +2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
7. That's not a good lie.
Okay. They've already said yes. They lead you this way, although they now have suspicious looks on their face as you pass by this statue, one of the dwarven gods or one of the dwarven heroes. They actually are coming with you. The guards begin to rearrange themselves.
Alright. We'll pass through the halls, the Chamber of Four Axes.
Okay.
Let Moradin judge our intent.
They open up the door for you. And basically wait in the hallway. They actually don't step in.
Alright. I'll go inside and speak the passphrase in Terran, which I imagine is probably the language you would use for that.
Yeah, it's low and grumbly and hard to repronounce.
Yep.
The dwarves recognize that the password has been spoken, and they actually go forward, and this guy takes out a normal key and opens up a wooden door. The wooden doors are brown. The stone doors are gray, light gray,
Oh, okay.
and the metal doors are really dark gray.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, basically they built all of their first homes when they came here out of wood, so there is a woodcraft like carpentry that is big here. The Axe Guard One of them continues to follow you. The others fall back to this area and basically close doors behind you.
Come on, you louts.
Elogra and Leadhead, you've never been in the royal area before.
Fancy.
This guy opens up another door, and then a third one, and then, yes, you almost said fancy ahead of time. There is a beautiful set of bubbling pools that look like they might be filled with maybe some sort of salts or chemicals, because it smells a little bit in here. And there's gargoyle statuary everywhere. Some of them spouting water into the place, and these little alcoves here are actually the privies, like the royal shitters.
Vonric, announce our presence to the air. I'm just making up dwarf names, because presumably he knows all these guys.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Lord Carrick Von, are you in here? I'm in the bath.
It is a matter of some importance.
Do you remember what happened to Lokrik in the bathtub?
So many baths.
Okay.
Sir Morgan Granitaire is here to see you. Sure. It's a bit irregular, but come on in.
He opens the door and...
Come on, you mealworms, let's go.
He has prisoners. Oh? Should I be worried?
Vonric, that will be all. You stand guard outside. I'll hallow if I need you.
Yes, sir. He closes his door. He looks at Leadhead like he'll ask you later. Like, why are you
Here.
here?
Lokrik, my old friend. Sorry to barge in on you like this. Something has happened.
Closed?
The door's open.
Oh, come in, come in.
You've spent time in the bathroom before. This is where you need to stoke the fires to keep the dragon steam room going.
Bless.
Unless he'll walk around the corner where the guard
You're all
can't see
still
him, and
chained
he'll
up.
drop the disguise.
Yep.
Yeah.
Elogra comes in and then
What's going on?
they're all. He's sitting in his bathtub. You do notice he has a hatchet next to him, like a hand axe, but he's just got his
Hey,
arms crossed.
little buddy. How you doing, Lokrik? Yeah.
Somebody
You're smelling good
is...
as usual.
These noble dwarves have been framed in desecration.
Hey,
Someone
look at
has
that, I'm a
stolen the
noble.
second key.
The what?
Ugh.
The two keys, which were used long ago to lock away the evil.
2 keys. Well,
Two
there
keys.
are plenty of keys and doors in Dvergholme. You have to be more specific.
These are special elements.
Yeah, they
Local
open-
D&D.
Gates to demons.
No.
It's the demons. Or like
Yeah,
raises
the
an
demons
eyebrow,
in
like,
there.
what the fuck?
No, that's a little much.
I want to fuck with the demons.
If you mind, it's the name of the path thing again. The keys of Parthenon. No, that's not right.
I pasted them in a bit.
Okay, perfect. The keys of Forebode.
Forebode?
Yes.
That's just an old tale.
Oh, it is very much real.
Monster-filled holes where we had to leave our treasures behind.
Yes, they exist beneath us. We tread upon them. Your father saw that your mother would protect one of these keys.
What do you
That
know
is
of my
what was
father?
defined.
Lord's a good man. He liked the color green, apparently.
One of the keys was interred in your mother's tomb.
You just look at his face like he's angry. He then's looking to Granite Hair for like, what the fuck? And then he does glance at Leadhead, like, what are you doing here?
Leadhead's kind of like, this is embarrassing.
You guys are a little slow. What happened? Let me explain. You're here. These
Hidden as
things
the culprits of this theft.
talking.
However, I believe it is, and forgive my saying this, but another member of the family.
I did not say the words, but I might, in a theoretical sense, corroborate the statement, but I would not say it directly for fear of potential repercussions and the dishonor they turn within.
You think it's Lodrum?
I think it is Lodrum. And his little grub that he drags around with him.
Yep. Unless
that flea.
Yes. I think he's behind this. I'm almost certain of it. I
He's
just
a
don't have the
poop
proof I need.
He's a poop eater.
Okay. He rises out of his bath. Apparently, mention of Lodrum gets Lokrik moving, and he asks LS to go fetch his arm and armor for him. There's a locker outside where the Lord usually keeps his stuff. Although then you find yourself in chains, so you're like,
I should probably free you. I'll get out the keys and unlock their bonds.
Okay.
What's the DC on these bonds?
DC 26, I believe, for normal manacles.
And when that's to break them. That's to just like strength check them. It would be the lock with him. Okay.
DC 30.
DC 30. Without tools. Yeah. Without tools and a penalty for having my hands tied, I would have to try really hard. I'll just wait.
Not an amazing lock, just a good lock.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Lokrik's gonna go and get dressed.
I'm assuming that the three of you are going to want to be absolved of this.
Yeah.
Can I count on your axe?
Yeah! It's back in that guy's office.
If the tunnel forebode is a real place, then...
He thinks for a moment and does his 2 levels ago knowledge. Oh. There might be secret tunnels. We've never found the abandoned chambers or the vault of the still.
If at a minimum, if we could not be exonerated,
Stonehand keys. Yes. I've heard stories. I was quite young.
exiled would be preferred to being put to death, just as a general statement.
Nonsense. Assuming that...
I'd be happy to stand before any judge and testify against their innocence. I was there.
You mean for our innocence, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Father said that Mother would stand guard over something important.
Yes. And she did.
No doubt it's this key.
There was also some rather significant traps involved in the process. Somebody triggered them. They weren't that good of a rogue.
Well, they must have been not too bad, since we didn't find their bodies there.
Oh, true enough.
True. Or... True. That might be why they had to get secondary stooges, though. On short notice.
I think they simply wanted to use you as a scapegoat.
So how did the guards know that we were going there?
No doubt Lodrum told them.
Yeah, right. So he's the bastard.
Yes.
You watch your language.
I didn't lie.
He's still a member of the royal family, whatever he might have done. His lineage is not in question.
Lokrik gets dressed in his armor.
Come, let's go get to the bottom of this. What do these keys look like?
It is
He
part of the
pats
great.
Gravel on the head as he goes by.
It is part of the great secret, my lord. They are actually cube stones with intricate patterns detailing them.
I wonder. Come, let's go.